What's up guys, the Honest Outlaw here, and today I've got a cool little gun for you. A gun that has been requested quite a bit on the channel, and I'm pretty excited to show it to you. It is the Taurus G3C. So we've had the G2C on the channel, and we've had the G3, and this is the latest iteration of the G series from Taurus, which is known for a couple of things. One, it's really cheap. Two, it's actually reliable, or at least the previous two have been. We'll see if this one's reliable. And three, it offers a lot of features at a price point that most guns simply do not. If you're gonna go lower than this in price, you're gonna run into stuff like the High Point and the Jennings, stuff that I would seriously stay away from. This, at least the G series from Taurus, is probably the lowest I would go as far as a gun that will be reliable, accurate, and give you the ability to defend yourself in almost every situation. The G3 does have some differences from the G2 line. And luckily, I have the Taurus G2C and the Taurus G3 here to compare a little bit as well. So it's obviously the exact same size as the G2C, and it takes the same magazines, which is nice. And it also has holster compatibility. So all the holsters that are available for the G2C, which are many, believe it or not, all the major brands carry holsters for it, you can use for the G3C if you decide to upgrade. There's a little bit of differences, but there's not as many as you might think. It kind of reminds me of the Gen 5 Glock versus the Gen 4, the Gen 3. Same gun, minute changes. It actually has a little bit of a connection to Glock as well. So the first thing they did was change the coating on the gun, which it looks better. It looks less cheap than the previous one does. That was one of my detriments to the G2C, and you can see my G2C is all beat up. And the reason for that is because, well, first I use my firearms, and second, the coating is just not very good. And for a $250 gun, that's acceptable. However, for a $270 gun, they have upgraded the coating, which I think is nice. They also upgraded the coating inside the gun as well, supposedly making the parts last longer and making them a little slicker, making it more reliable. I'm in on that. We'll have to see how that works. They've upgraded the trigger, making the trigger face a little bit wider and supposedly more flat, but it looks, to me, very, very similar to the original. It does feel a little bit better. We'll see how that works in use. They've added front slide serrations here, so if you want to do your press checks, your little Steven Seagal press checks, you can do that. I do it too, but I always make fun of it because all the tactical guys do it. And the main difference that I see is that they have upgraded the sights. So as you can look back here, they have these cheesy adjustable sights on the G2C that are, in my opinion, a little bit fragile, and I wouldn't like that on a defensive gun if I can get away with it. And they have upgraded these to a standard black with a front white dot, and instead of plastic sights, these are metal. And I like that a lot because I've had some issues with the G series rear sight in particular, so I'm glad they upgraded it. On top of that, if you don't like these sights, they dovetail them for Glock sights. So any sight that you want on the market, you can put on there, and I'm a big fan of that because you can go over and pick up some Ameriglow Spartans, which are some HD night sights, for about 50 bucks. And you can have HD night sights on a $270 gun. So overall, the texture feels good, the grip still feels good, all the ergos remain the same. Double stack design. However, this time they've added 3 12-round magazines. That's another big upgrade for me personally. So not only do you have the magazine compatibility with the cheap G2C mags, but it also comes with 3 mags right out of the gate. So overall, even more bang for your buck with the G3C. I picked this gun up yesterday for $270. During all of this stuff that's going on right now, that's extremely impressive. They're gonna be a little bit harder to find, but they're still available and they're still reasonably priced, making it, if it's reliable, a very good option for particularly first-time concealed carry holders and stuff like that. If you're looking for one gun to carry and use for home defense and stuff like that, this is a really good size to go to. 12-round capacity, 9mm, so not too much recoil, and on top of that, you can add a light as well, so kind of the best of both worlds. Sorry about the wind here. We live in Iowa. We're trying to avoid it, but we have a crosswind coming right at the camera, so we have a dead cat on and stuff like that, but there's gonna be a little bit of wind noise. I apologize. But overall, the gun seems to be good to go. The G2C and the G3 both did 1,000 rounds with multiple ammunitions without any failures. Hopefully we'll see the same from this. We'll shoot a couple hundred rounds through it today. I'll give you my initial impressions, and then what we'll do is shoot 1,000 rounds through it, do a 1,000 round review in about a month or so, and do a few comparisons as well. So if you like the content, feel free to subscribe. If you want to be a Patreon supporter, all you got to do is go down to the link in the description. Along with the link in the description is a link for a local shelter that I like to support named Iowa. If you can't afford the Patreon, I understand that, but at least go down there and donate to those kids. Now, we'll go down to the range, we'll shoot this, and see how it does. And so this is the G3, this is the G3C, and this is the G2C. You can see these are both the same. If you're interested in getting either one, just know that the G3 isn't much different. It's just a significantly larger gun. Imagine this being kind of Glock 19, maybe even Glock 17 size, and this being more of a G26 type of gun. And obviously the G3 mags work as well, so that's nice. We're going to be using Pine Valley ammunition. It's frangible ammo. We're going to be running a little bit of that. We're going to be running a little bit of Fiocchi, and we're going to be running a little bit of Cellar and Bellet as well. So we're going to run 3 different types of ammo through the gun today and see how it runs. Handles just like the G3 or the G2C. What a coincidence. It's almost like it's almost the exact same gun. See what kind of groups we can get at 12 yards with the G3C. No, we won't. That is not on target. We are way down in the boonies. It works. Well, I gotta say, I'm not very accurate with this one. By comparison to the G2C and the G3, this one right out of the box is shooting about 2 inches low. So you notice I missed all those plates? Well, I'll try to put my sights there, right above it. There we go. It's just hitting low. I mean, obviously you could fix that by buying new sights. It is reliable though. All right, so we got some Fiocchi in this, and we were shooting about 2 inches high at 20 yards. So I imagine it's 4 or 6 out here at 50 yards. So we'll just aim right at his head there, and we should be able to hit him, you know, sternum, nutsack area. Everything works down the line. Oh yeah, you moved on me there.
I'm slick.
All right, so we haven't rode the struggle bus yet, so we are going to shoot out at 80 yards here with this compact $250, $270 pistol, and kind of hope for the best. Well, shit. All right, we gotta go way above him. All right, so I don't know if you guys know a lot about shooting distance with handguns, but particularly if you're shooting low and you have to raise up the sights to actually hit the target, the problem with that is that you raise up the sights enough, you cover up the target completely. And I couldn't even keep the sights on the top of the head and hit the target, so I had to go above that. So what I was doing was trying to find a spot on the berm to aim at. And if you look at the target I was aiming at, there's nothing above him really of any distinction. So I was just trying to aim like a foot off to the left of that red bush up there and kind of just sail them in. So we're definitely going to have to do something about the sights. I don't think the gun is inherently inaccurate because it hits the exact same place every time. I mean, obviously most people are not going to be shooting at 80 yards with their handgun, but you will notice a point of impact difference. Even at 12 yards, we were about 1.5 inches low. Could be me, it could be a number of things, including my trigger pull. Maybe I'm dipping down a little bit, but I really don't think so because this is almost the exact same gun as the G2C and I didn't have that problem with that. So had a little bit of accuracy issues out of the box. Some of that could be due to quality control because as much as I love budget guns, and I do, and the Taurus G series has changed my mind a little bit on what a sub $300 gun would be capable of. The sad reality is that quality control is always what suffers when you start going lower and lower and lower on the price ladder. Every rung that you go down, you're going to lose a little bit of something, and most of that is usually quality control. A part is spec'd a little bit here wrong, a part is spec'd a little bit here wrong, and in this case, it may be the sights. In all fairness, I've seen this on guns that were in the $600 price range as well. It was reliable. We shot 200 rounds out of, shot like 50 rounds of Fiocchi, 100 rounds of Cellar and Bellet, and 100 rounds of Pine Valley, and it functioned all of it flawlessly. For its intended purpose, I think that the G series, the G3C, is a great gun. I think because of the features, you're probably going to be better off going with this over the G2C. And I think because of the versatility, you're probably going to be better off going with this over the G3. However, the accuracy issue has me a little bit disappointed, but at least it's reliable. And for the most part, civilian shootings, as the FBI says at least, that happen within 7 yards. Obviously, some happen much further than that. For most people, this accuracy is going to be more than good enough, even with the accuracy detriment of the 2 inches low at 12 yards. So overall, I'm still pretty happy with it. And we'll change the sight and we'll get back to you after 1,000 rounds and see how it holds itself up. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your local homeless shelters and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.